Hello, guys, and welcome back to another AMA session with Biconomy Exchange. Today we have a very exciting session. We'll be joined by one of our newly listed coins. But before we start, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Nathaniel, and I will be your host for today. And just as a quick reminder, guys, to make sure if you want to check out our previous episodes of our AMA sessions, click on our YouTube page and you can watch everything there. We aim to provide you with information about the newly listed projects and all the new news within our exchange. But I would also like to take this opportunity to remind you guys that we are not providing any financial advice by any means. So please do your research before investing into one of the tokens listed, and also before you use the trading functions of our platform. But I'd like to introduce our guest, and she'll be representing Radio Caca, also known as RACA. Would you like to introduce yourself, Diane?
Absolutely. Thank you, Nathaniel. My name is Diane. I am head of strategic partnerships here at Radio Caca, and we are just really excited to be partnering with Biconomy.
That's brilliant. Would you just like to give us a little introduction to your background and how you got into the crypto space and to your position at the project?
Yeah, so before Radio Caca, I was with Amazon doing capital expenditures. It's a very cool company, but I was definitely looking for something that moved faster and could bring more accessibility to everyone around the world, and effectively be able to do more with my skills and talents. And that's why I discovered Web3, and I found that Web3 is so fascinating because you can really build a meaningful relationships quite quickly with folks you would have never expected to build relationships with around the world. Everybody's very passionate about what they do, and everyone wants to build in Web3. They want to make sure that it really creates an equal, decentralized world for everyone. And so that's why I've dedicated myself to crypto.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, and so those that aren't aware, Radio Caca are creating and are utilized within the play to earn and NFT spaces. But would you be able to just give us a presentation of how you guys aim to create value in these spaces?
Yeah, absolutely. So specific to the metaverse, there are a lot of metaverses out there. Different metaverses dedicating themselves and their technologies to different things. But what we really aim to do is make sure that our metaverse is accessible to anyone and everyone wherever they are. So one of the things that we focus on is definitely having a good balance of graphics to performance. We want to make sure that while while we want to make sure our metaverse looks good, it also functions and it doesn't lag. And one of our main priorities is definitely being able to release it on a mobile UX. It's all great if being able to access the metaverse on your desktop, but most folks around the world really only have their mobile phones, and that's how they're accessing the rest of the internet today. And so we want to make sure that those folks are able to access the metaverse and all that it has to offer through that as well. The other biggest difference that we're trying to create is effectively a social environment and ecosystem that anyone and everyone can participate in. Right now, the metaverse is intimidating for those who are not comfortable with adopting technology as quickly as others. And so we really want to just show the world that the metaverse is just the evolutionary next step to what the internet is. It's not this sci-fi virtual reality, that
It's not this crazy reality that
yeah,
we lose touch with.
exactly. It's not fantasy, it's just smarter technology.
Yeah. So, like you just touched on a few things about how you guys not just having good graphics, you want to implement good usability. But what developments do you have in store? Like, what does your roadmap look like for developing these?
Absolutely. So what we have launched already is our 3D metaverse accessible by the web app. It currently does have concert mechanisms and token gated theaters. What we're aiming to release is going to be that mobile UX that we were talking about, automatic translation, so that your interactions with your global friends are more natural and you're not trying to go back and forth to figure out translations. The other functionality that we're aiming for is definitely accessibility. So we're going to have our 2D metaverse come out as well, Metacasa, that will significantly accelerate our mobile UX design as well. And finally, just releasing an avatar economy where anyone and everyone can access it.
Yeah. So what would this provide to your community and to your potential investors? Obviously, you've just been listed with us guys. Your community base would know of these developments, but your potential investors, what would this provide to them?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we're very proud about is that our market can organically create, like, provide the liquidity that most folks will need to fund. We are an established currency that has over, I want to say our trading volume is over 1.7 billion in lifetime volume. So it's a highly transacted, highly liquid token currency, or token specifically, and with
Yeah.
all these functionality, all the interactions on our metaverse is powered by our RACA token. So with all these functionalities built out, we do expect increased transactions and liquidity with those tokens.
Well, like you said, you guys have like a high market cap, so I can get my words out there. And obviously we've seen a massive adoption in we've seen a massive increase in the adoption of cryptocurrencies, the uses of Metaverse and the NFT marketplace. But we wonder how will you guys contribute to these economies and digital economies?
Let me make sure I can understand your question. So
We've obviously
yeah, go for it.
like you said, you have a very big market cap, and you already have it's like already solidified coin token. But what I wanted to ask is, we've seen a massive adoption in cryptocurrencies in the last few years. The usage of the NFTs and their marketplace has expanded, and the metaverse. Oh my God.
Yeah, no worries. I
Yeah.
think in terms of like our contribution to the crypto token and cryptocurrency industry is we really want to show the world that it's not fake money. It's not play money. It is stable, and people should and can trust crypto tokens in general. We aren't necessarily looking to be the dominant currency because we do believe that the space has space for it. There can be a lot of different tokens, and there should be, to serve different utilities. Our main purpose for our token is effectively to run our metaverse with a stable and a low transaction fee token.
It's pretty much what I was trying to get
Yeah,
out. I couldn't get my words out.
all
Literally.
good.
But does your project have any goals and expectations for the price of the token for the next few years?
So again, not financial advice, and which is the reason why I'm gonna avoid
Ah,
giving a target price. While we do think that an increase in our token price is important, and it's important to a lot of our users, what we aim to do is to build the capabilities of our metaverse. And when we deliver a product that everybody loves and um, can solve their communication problems, then we believe that our token price will reflect that.
like its utility will increase the price and things like that. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. We ultimately we strive to solve the world's problem. It's important for us to make sure that our token prices don't fall, but our
Yeah.
main priority is to make sure that we build a product that folks need and um, that they want as well.
Like every project is different regarding their goals and aspirations to what they want with their project. But I would like to ask you, what do you personally dream about RACA token and RACA project?
Yeah, I think, and this part is going to be all about my personal
So
opinions.
aspirations and goals for
Yeah,
it.
rather than a stance for the company. I know a lot of our community members would love to see our tokens hit that one cent valuation again. And I would like that for them as well. But specifically for me, I would love to see Radio Caca becoming the household name for anybody who just need some kind of connection between themselves and the relationship they want to build across the globe or even with their neighbors to really build an interaction that's natural to them where like it becomes as natural as saying, hey, you want to just hang out on the metaverse. So that's what
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really hoping for. The other part that I would love to be able to do is just really exploring different artists or different sports or different just content that I wouldn't have otherwise had access to, and really enjoy it rather than just feel like I'm a student at a lecture, so to speak, or I'm just an audience member. Love to really just engage through.
And how would you aim to implement this from your position?
Absolutely. So my current position again is strategic partnerships. And what I do with my day to day is effectively getting to know the space, getting to know who are the best at what they do and what are they doing. And when we find those right people, to basically start building that relationship to see how we can provide value for one another in a synergistic way so that in like the community
Works
as a
both
whole.
ways. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, beyond both ways, that in a way that truly benefits the community. And when I say the community, I'm talking about anyone and everyone who is on the internet today.
Yeah. Like we have a few questions from our community. It's for few questions from our community. The first one is from a guy named Fame Aim 53, and he's asked. RACA is obviously the native token for the blockchain and player to earn game Metamon, and for the universal metaverse. But what are the main utilities of the token?
I think you kind of hit it on. Raka is going to be the primary token that connects all of our metaverse projects. So that includes United States of Mars, which is our metaverse. It does include Metamons, which is our play to earn that he just mentioned. But it'll also be the primary token that powers our 2D metaverse and all of that. The benefit of doing that really is that you start to have an interconnected um, currency. You don't have to trade one and waste gas fees when you're trying to jump from product to product. It really is so that you can have this ecosystem, this true metaverse ecosystem without again just wasting cash on gas fees.
Yeah. And the second question is from a guy called, I'm not actually sure how to pronounce this one, but it says something says crypto. We'll just add that into this to the description, and we'll add you on Twitter. But they have asked for you to explain more about the NFT marketplace, and are there any certain requirements for your users who want to buy and sell in that marketplace?
Absolutely. So we do currently have two NFT marketplaces. One is our in-game one that's dedicated to transacting NFTs built by and for our metaverse projects. So specifically, we're talking about Metamon. We're talking about like the crystals and the potions and the diamonds in the Metamon game. We're talking about our May Musk NFTs. So
Sounds
those are
really fancy, isn't it?
very cool. It's a
Yeah, it's
very cool
very cool. Yeah.
one. Yeah, it's the one where we've transacted over $1.7 billion on. The other NFT marketplace that we have is built for the public called openpfp.com. And that one, effectively, anyone and everyone can list on that platform. I believe we were running a special up until the end of this month where if you list and you sell your NFT on that platform, the transaction fee is only 1%, which is a significant discount from other leading NFT marketplaces. And if you guys have any issues with doing that, you can always reach out via Twitter, and one of our devs, will help you with that.
Oh, brilliant. And we also have a third question from Crypto Aleph One. What are your project's marketing strategies to make you visible in the crypto field?
Absolutely. So our main strategy is effectively getting to know who's who, um, and then partnering with folks who truly have a vision, not not just to make money in the space, but actually has a vision for the technology, finding out those who have the capability of executing those visions and working with those folks to really bring thought leadership and innovation to this space. We believe that when we build the right product, it will get the right attention, and with the right folks to help us deliver that message, um, it will be well received. Some of the folks that we have worked with is definitely French Montana. We also have Dr. Tracy Fanera, who is a NOAA scientist as well as a TV host. And we have a portfolio of Olympic athletes who all they're all quite they're leaders of their industry, and by providing them with this technology, folks will start to realize that Web3, again, it's not just this mystical product.
Yeah.
It's
This
something.
scary project
Yeah,
product.
it's
Yeah.
it's really to help us amplify and build connections that we already have today.
Yeah, definitely. And we have another question from Ranjan 2022. There are a lot of scams, not scrams. There are a lot of scams in crypto. Has your has your smart contracts been audited, and by who?
Absolutely. In terms of by who, I'm gonna have to grab that name for you guys, but I believe that information is available on our website, radiocaca.com.
So Ranjan, check on their website 'cause it'll be on there. It'll be on there. And we have our last question. It's from Levite Abiodun. So these are crazy Twitter names. But, but do you intend for RACA holders um, to have participation in the management of your project?
So, in terms of, I think this is something that we're really proud of. For those who are our super fans and have reached out, um, we're fortunate enough to be able to bring them on board as part-time community managers to effectively help bridge um, what the team is building versus what the community wants. And so, in that regards, we're very proud to already have that established relationship. Um, if team members, or sorry, if community members feel like, hey, there's a really strong way I can help contribute, please feel free to reach out via Twitter, DM us with your resume, and then we can definitely see how things.
Those ideas into
Yeah,
consideration. A
exactly.
lot of projects that do that, especially within the metaverse space, they're doing the same sort of thing. So yeah.
Absolutely. Most
Um,
of
well,
most of our dev team, or not our dev team, most of our business strategies, as well as the dev team, they were they all started out as community volunteers at some point. So that's something to be proud of.
everyone starts a process. I actually did the exact same thing. So everyone starts somewhere. But that's all the questions we have for today. But I'd like to say thank you for joining us for this
Thank you,
AMA
Nathaniel.
session. And but for our next AMA session and for our community members, the next one will be on Tuesday, the 26th of July. And I'll be once again with a newly listed coin. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great weekend. But yeah.
Pleasure. Thank
Um,
you.
Stop recording.